In 1958, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus founded AARP, and Dr. Andrus was all about how individuals can make a powerful difference in their community when they come together. Dr. Andrus had quotes such as to serve, not to be served, and help create the good we believe in. So, in her honor, every year AARP presents the Andrus Award for Community Service in Minnesota to an exceptional volunteer, someone who is sharing their experience, their skills, their talents to enrich their community. So I am so excited to be here today in conversation with this year's honoree, Nancy Alvarado, founder of Bricks to Bread. Nancy, you have a long time commitment to volunteer service. You're a member of the Peace Corps. What inspired you to then start Bricks to Bread as a volunteer?
Well, thank you for having me here. This is wonderful to share my love and joy of Bricks to Bread and the importance of volunteering. Bricks to Bread is really started from the very beginning of my Peace Corps experience, where I really was acclimated to the joy and the reward that comes from volunteering. And Bricks to Bread truly did come out of that love and that passion of serving, but also from the joy that I received actually supporting the women and families while I was in the Peace Corps. It was just something that I couldn't let go of. So I had to bring something of that nature back to life. And Bricks to Bread has become that perfect vehicle that not only allows me to serve and continue to serve in a field and an area that I'm so passionate about, but it also gives me that opportunity to bring that same joy to others and their ability to serve and volunteer with us. So it's a great reason and a purpose for continuing on in this desire to serve.
Tell us a little bit about what does Bricks to Bread do?
Well, Bricks to Bread is a nonprofit that actually supports women and families living in extreme poverty in Latin America. We do that by helping them start a small bakery business or a small micro enterprise that is really centered around a brick oven, allowing them to start baking and selling products in their community and around the area. We have women who are going so far as to pizzas, meats, hydrating, herbs, you name it, anything that they can do out of a brick oven is providing an opportunity for them to get out of poverty, support their families, and become leaders in their own communities. It's a great opportunity to expand that love.
And you shared a little bit about what service has meant to you. Tell us about how you inspire others to volunteer. How do you involve volunteers in Bricks to Bread?
So at Bricks to Bread, we engage volunteers both locally here on a weekly, almost weekly basis through baking bread here and sharing that with our local community, similar to how women do that in Costa Rica. But we invite them in to our home actually, and we bake bread in our brick oven. We usually bake between 100 and 150 loaves when we bake, and I don't do it by myself. It's all with volunteers. I don't do it unless I've got a pool of volunteers. We're currently doing that in St. Louis Park when the weather permits, but we also just started up in Alexandria, Minnesota with another amazing group of volunteers. They happen to have a community oven there. So it's a great expansion of Bricks to Bread and giving people the opportunity to serve in a pretty unique way. It's kind of fun when you play with dough and make a beautiful product of which is bread. So it is very important. But we also have a volunteer trip service opportunity, which allows people to go deep into that commitment to volunteering. It is 7 to 10 days, normally 10 days, where 7 of those days are days of really serving the community where we are building this oven. It is definitely an immersion experience for folks. It's also a very peaceful way to engage in the culture in a good, positive way. So that's a pretty profound way to share the love with folks because it does expose them to the beautiful lives that the people we serve live, and it allows them to build these pretty special relationships with them that seem to have been lasting lifelong with the volunteers and with these community members. So it is that same idea that even Kennedy had when he started that Peace Corps idea in building peace and enhancing the relationships that we have with our fellow countries where we serve. It's a great way to provide others the opportunity to serve in multiple levels and capacities, both here and abroad.
Yes, I love your example talked about building community here where you live, in the countries where you serve. It's very cool to hear how expansive that is. You began Bricks to Bread as a volunteer. You are this year's honoree. We're so excited to help spread and amplify the work that you are doing. Is there anything lastly that you just want to share about Bricks to Bread? What do you want people to know?
I remain a volunteer for Bricks to Bread, a full-time volunteer for Bricks to Bread. I have a paying gig, I usually tell people, but I hope that I can inspire others to know that you can serve in this capacity and finding what your passion is and giving back to our community, both locally and internationally. Bricks to Bread was my passion, but I hope that my demonstration of really shooting for something, shooting for the stars, being a little crazy, hairy, audacious, goal-driven person that I am, I'm hopeful that this experience or hearing from me empowers other experienced adults to really kind of find their passion and serve, because it really has been an opportunity to fulfill my adult life. And I feel like I spent half of my life just drilling and diving and working really hard, but now I get to live it and now I get to love it. So I hope I can inspire others to go beyond what they think they can do.
Nancy, thank you so much and congratulations on being this year's Andrus Award honoree in Minnesota.
Woohoo! Thank you so much.